same thing. We're just trying to develop our standard now. It's how we're going to practice. These first 3 days are how we're going to practice, the whole tempo, the whole process, how hard we're going to practice, how we're going to learn how to practice without pads on, take care of each other, and just really to establish that whole culture and who we're going to be going forward. So I'm not as much into it to seeing the execution's important, but more the standard of how we're running to the ball, how urgent we're getting lined up, and how hard the guys are working. Those are the most important things right now.
I know it's still early in the process, but Dennis Grosso proved himself a pretty good manager of this offense, and I'm sure you're going to be shifting from a different kind. So do you see potential growth to this game?
Yeah, of course.
Beyond that?
Truthfully, I see potential growth for all the quarterbacks. I think we have one of the best quarterback coaches in all the country in Frank Cignetti, and anybody who's in that room, I think will grow. And I think you'll see that from practice to practice, which I'm excited about.
But Dennis is your most experienced quarterback. I mean, just like to get your opinion on him.
Yeah, Dennis has done a great job. These are the first times that I'm seeing these guys live, right? So they're all kind of on a clean blank slate for me. As I watch the film, I'm trying to evaluate what they're doing now, what they're doing each day, and really not anything that's happened in the past. And I think if we treat everybody like that, I think the competitions are going to be good at all the positions. So, but yeah, Dennis has done a really good job so far.
I don't know if you know Isaiah McGuffie's story, but he had to sit out most of last year. I was just wondering, have you met him?
Yeah, Isaiah's been great. What a great athlete. Fast, tough, practices really hard so far, and just seems like a great guy. And I'm excited to get to know him even more. But he's done a really good job for the first 2 days.
How does pro frisbee golf translate to college football, number 39?
Who are we talking about? Our new walk-on? Well, he hasn't really been able to do too much, So we opened up the tryout. Yeah, that's right. He had to decide whether he was going to go on a trip and do ultimate frisbee for some big tournament or come to practice. So when he said that to me, I go, hey man, you got to pick. You either want to play football here or go play frisbee. So I think the decision was pretty easy for him. It was good. We wanted to open up the tryouts to see who was there, to get some more bodies, and who knows what you can find. But he really hasn't been able to do much. He's got to get acclimated. He's got to get in shape. He's got to learn how to play football again.
Cool.
With the combine this week, are you able to watch it as a fan, or are you always, watching that type of thing as a coach and with the coach's mentality?
I really probably won't get much of a chance to watch the combine because we're busy, but I'll make sure to turn it on when, the guys that I coached last year are in there. I'll be rooting for them and just trying to help them as much as I can. A bunch have called, some have come to visit me, and I'll just be cheering those guys on and being available if they have any questions that I could help them answer.
Do you encourage these guys to kind of watch it from, a fan's perspective or a player's perspective?
I think they'll all watch it just to be excited to see, what the numbers are, what they're looking to, and from that regard. But really haven't mentioned much to them about it yet. So probably talk about that later in the week.
So on that vein, are you going to be participating in Pro Day here?
I'll be here to watch and support. Most of the scouts and the GMs and the coaches that come by, I'll know. So I'll just come out here to say hello to everybody and make sure that they know they're always welcome here to see our players. And, if anything I can help them out in the future, I'll be happy to do that.
In the same sense, how did you see guys respond to the BC Combine and sort of that experience?
I thought it was awesome that Coach Toos did that. I think it gives them an example of what it's going to be like, of how hard it is, of the pressure of it, and it just kind of trains them in a different light. And that's our job as we train these guys in all different phases to get them ready for stuff like that as well.
You might have touched on this a little bit earlier, but this is kind of a discovery process for you more so than just jumping in. But when you're looking at guys and seeing them for the first time, kind of what are you looking for exactly?
Well, right now, again, these first 3 days, I've said this to the team, is I just want to see how these guys practice, and we want to teach them how to practice our way. So right now, I'm not going to overdo the fundamental. I'm not going to overdo the execution. I'm going to look for the fundamentals of technique, and then are they running to the ball? Are they in and out of the huddle? And just kind of setting standard for the rest of spring. I see this as almost kind of like a mini camp these first 3 days. And after that, we'll kind of see where we're at and we'll push on.
I know competition is important to you, but at this stage, it's just, can you glean anything from how competitive guys are?
Yeah, to me, it's how they practice. It's from everything they do, from the time they walk onto the field to the time they finish stretching. They should be competing against themselves every single day and trying to get better. And I hope that they would feel that way. But every day is a competition with yourself, in my opinion.
Can you get a sense, because guys are trying to make a first impression, I would imagine?
Oh yeah, you can get a good sense. Turn on the tape and see who's running to the ball every play. You can see who's competing out there.
How was your first look at the film from the first day?
It was great. I actually had a team meeting this morning, and I kind of showed them the good, the bad, and how we can improve. And I think what you'll see from day to day, if we can teach that, I think we'll continue to get better with it.
Anything more on Jerkovic? as far as the waiver goes?
No, nothing yet. We'll keep you updated as we hear.
Boy.
Yeah. So.
Can he practice in a vacuum like that, or is he allowed to practice? I see. I
Oh,
don't know anything about it.
yeah, he practices.
Oh,
Because
okay.
whether or not he gets the waiver or he doesn't, that won't reflect
irrelevant.
in further practice. Yeah.
Oh,
for sure.
okay.
But good question though.